Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeon World. It has been a long time. We have had several issues of mental health and computer laptop death issues, but we're back. It's been a little bit, so forgive us if things are a little shaky here. So we're going to go around quickly, find out who everybody is, who they're playing, and then I'll pass everything over to Venom to take us away into fantasy land. So let's start with Venom.
Hi everybody, I'm Venomous Cat, and I will be playing your Game Master tonight.
That means you're
Very
playing like
exciting.
everything, right?
Everything, all of the things.
That means you're the one that sits there and gets to watch us burn the world to the ground. Well, just all right. Just
But
I'm
I
the only one
I
doing
get
that.
to join along,
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true.
That's what you want to happen, Arch.
It
hasn't
is
quite
what I
happened
want
yet.
to happen. That is my character. Speaking of which, hi, I'm Arch. I'm playing Flamewalker. He's a salamander fire snake man with an affinity for burning things. And he also has social issues in that he does not understand the culture outside of his own. And Pi.
Hi, I'm Pi. I'm playing Nettie, a human Selkie ranger, and she has a pelican named Meve, and that's Nate. I really had to think. My brain was like, "Is Ranger really her class? It's been so long." I was just like, "I'm about to say the wrong thing."
You're a
But I
Beastmaster.
didn't.
Let's go with that. It's
I'll get
master
more
master of
animal
the
friends.
pelicans. And then finally we have Undead.
Hey, I'm Undead. I play Liam, the human paladin, and day laborer, I guess,
And Mouseman.
and slightly mouse man. Hopefully, by the first part of this, will be not mouse man. Who knows?
Who knows?
Mouse man forever. No normal humans in this group. We'll kick you out.
Yeah. Alright, so with all of that being said and done, Venom takes away.
All right. So we last saw our intrepid adventurers at the docks, where really mostly Liam was searching out a woman named Camilla, and Camilla was apparently knows about kind of like whatever's going on with Liam, because her, I believe we said her mother, had dealt with this before, and she knows the way of trying to, I know, I'm sorry. she she knows how to potentially fix this. Unfortunately, she's kind of like apprehensive about it in the sense that, yeah, we could do it, but it is risky and there might be complications. But we don't know too much more than that. So in order to kind of like get on her good side, Liam has helped her out painting boats red, which is kind of a requirement in order to go out to sea. It's kind of like an old like fisherman's like legend that all the boats have to be red. It's like part good luck, part the monsters won't attack any boat that is red. So, in the interests of not doing that, Flamewalker and Nettie went and got lunch, and and they've kind of just been hanging out in like the docks and kind of just chilling, waiting for Liam to like do his own thing. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Was it
So why
last
don't we?
was it last time we also we were in what was it, the inn or tavern thing, and we met the fur collector guy?
Yeah, we also have that going on. So I believe the person, the fur trader had like said that he would get the information. Like he knows a guy who knows a guy, like type deal, who would be able to get like who like deals in like Selkie pelts, basically.
Gotta get the
I
good
know.
stuff.
The good stuff. Ned Pie not happy with that.
Oh, here we go. His name was Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
I remember
Hale,
it.
fur
Yeah.
trader, and I have 5 days here. I think that was how long it would take before he would get back to me.
Yeah.
And I paid 10 coins for that info.
Some good money right there.
A lot of it.
You did have to. You had to bribe the doorman too. So that
We
was
did do
fun.
that.
Yeah.
You almost ratted yourself out by saying that the doorman better let you
Wait.
in next time.
Wait, you weren't on the list.
You weren't on the list.
You literally ratted yourself out.
Yeah, but it's more amusing that way because now he's like, oh shit, they got in here. Like, damn, who knows what these guys are capable of?
Spoopy.
I'm a snake man
That's already intimidating enough.
with fire. That's even more intimidating.
Seriously. All right. So why don't we cut to Liam? Liam, you know, you're finishing up painting this boat and helping out Camilla, and it's now like the end of the workday. I would say probably like maybe like 3 in the afternoon, something like that. People are slowly, the docks have been like clearing out of painters, and like different crowds are coming in as shipments are kind of like stopping for the night for the most part. So what do you want to do?
Liam would go up to Camilla and so where should we go to find this man that does the healing?
Right. Well, he's within the city. We can probably find him in the marketplace. That's where we were able to find him last time. And so if you look on the map, the marketplace is kind of center. So if you want to go ahead and head there, you're more than welcome to. If you do, I just want to know what Flamewalker and Nettie are going to be doing. Are you planning on joining Liam, or are you kind of like, let's do our own thing?
I kind of just realized it was a bad idea for us to leave Liam alone because he won't come get us. He would just do his own thing.
Mm.
So I would assume that we'd both want to go, but I don't know if we would know unless we're like hanging around waiting.
That's fair.
To be fair, you guys were the ones that decided, oh, we're supposed to go to the castle, but we're going to wait for them to come to us instead of going to the castle.
Yeah, it's fine. Perhaps we should try to make some more money like we did last time. It seems
coins are
I am
useful.
short on funds after trying to get the information for you.
Thank you for that. Yeah, let's get it going. Earn some coin.
So maybe you guys like head to the market.
Yeah, we're
like-
already in the market when Liam walks by and actually sees us this
Liam
time
did it.
doing the stupid fucking performance.
All right. I'll tell you what. Why don't roll me? I'm gonna try and figure it out. Roll a d20 for me.
D20.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Oh,
Too late.
Yeah.
I know I didn't do it. I did it. I rolled
1 divided by 20.
That is.
You rolled like a
It's been
quarter.
a while,
You
guys.
get 5.
Oh no!
Oh,
And Flamewalker sets her on fire. The end.
So it seems that the novelty of a salamander isn't as great in Port Beligre, because they're like, I think because it's like a trading post, like people are certainly more used to seeing salamanders around or dealing with their particular, that particular type. So you get like 1 coin from like being silly, and it's, yeah. So most people kind of give you like annoying glances as they're like trying to like go do their own things at the market, and you're just playing with
Setting stuff
fire.
on fire.
Yeah.
Well, you can have it, Flamewalker. Maybe we should have practiced more on the boat.
Something tells me that using fire on this small boat may not have been the best idea.
Good point.
That's saying something coming from me. Also,
How
I just don't
practical
like the
of you.
boats. What? I don't like
But yeah,
boats.
so yeah.
as we
Flamewalker just doesn't
discussed.
like boats.
No, Flamewalker does not like the ocean, water, rivers, boats, none of it.
And here we are, set in a river setting.
Yep. I mean,
Perfect.
listen, you put us here, man.
I didn't do any of that. That
Could have
was
been back
all of
home.
us together.
Your companion's literally a character who loves the ocean.
It's an interesting dynamic we have here.
And no wonder you guys are working together. It's the perfect, opposites attract type
Clearly.
deal. Okay, so Nettie and Flamewalker are in the market making fools of themselves, essentially. And I guess it would make sense if Camilla and Liam kind of like see you guys as Camilla's like leading Liam into the market.
We're hard to miss.
Not hard to miss.
And Liam
Yeah, that's the
pretends
word.
like he doesn't know them.
Liam just keeps on walking. Like,
Yep.
just ignore those.
Slightly covers face and turns away, keeps walking.
Hey, Liam! Hey!
Walks faster.
You
That's
think
very
he can
rude.
outrun us? We're
You
both
say that,
faster
but you
than
guys
him,
just
right?
left him.
Oh wait, he's still fire immune, isn't he?
Yeah. He's
you
not
don't
pelican
know.
immune though.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm Pelican.
I'm gonna
Resistant,
take the
please.
the fire ring that I'm like. I imagine we're still like doing the performance, and I have like the fire ring going. I'm gonna like move it so it's around Liam and like start like trying to make him move towards us as like part of the show. Yeah, like a fire lasso.
Like the stupid dance with the
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's exactly
Uh-huh.
what I was thinking.
and Liam walks through the fire and keeps going.
Flamewalker puts on a dramatic like face. Do the people enjoy it? The people enjoy it. They're like, wow.
I was about to say, like, I feel like that little like magic act, like, definitely like, oh wow, and just like a couple more coins get thrown into your 100%. So let's say you get like 5 coins in total from your
Yes.
shenanigans.
I think that makes it look worse because then they think it's not real fire.
No, because I feel like it's definitely real fire because like it's like there's people around, they can feel the flames and stuff.
That heat.
But it didn't burn that guy.
Exactly, it's magic.
Ooh.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, so
See, I made him part of the show whether he wants it or not. And
We'll
instantly
get him
made more
back
money.
at some point.
It's fine. So
All
we
right,
continue
so-
performing.
yeah, we moving on.
Go ahead,
wait one
Liam.
second.
Have your fun. We'll be over here making better fun.
Just trying to cure a disease out here, and you guys are messing around.
Listen, in a dark world like this,
So Camilla brings Liam up to kind of a corner of the market. If you see towards, I guess it would be like more towards like there's that slum that's in the left corner. I can kind of like, yeah, right there, the little pingy ping. That's kind of where this it's kind of like where the market starts to like turn into the slum housing, and there's some like, maybe some shadier and less desirable looking like market stalls and items and wares being sold here. And so she brings you to the stand of this kind of just like this old hunched over guy, and he doesn't even look like he is awake. Like his eyes are closed and his hands are like kind of like crossed in his lap, and he's just kind of like his head's like off to the side, and he just looks like he's sleeping. But when you finally get up to close enough, he kind of almost immediately just like wakes up, and he's like, Camilla, you've brought me another.
That's not
And-
ominous.
I was gonna say, arch eyebrow at Camilla.
She kind of like, like gives you like don't worry, like this guy, like he's a little cuckoo, like. So like as you kind of get closer, he like kind of rushes up to you and starts like feeling your face and like touching your ears and like feeling your whiskers and everything. He's like, "Oh yes, this is a terrible case. Oh my goodness." How do you react to that?
Liam kind of freezes and just lets it happen. I'm kind of paying attention to. I have a basic understanding of healing and stuff like that, being a paladin. That he's actually doing something at some point.
Yeah, it
'Cause I
doesn't
don't
really
know if he's legit.
right. Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything is like changing. He's just kind of like scoping you out and feeling you, and just kind of like murmuring to himself and moving quite like he's quite agile and like fast compared to like what it seemed like he was when you first walked up to the stall. And Camilla kind of explains like how you approached her and everything. And he seems understanding. He's definitely dealt with this before. And he asked you to explain his story. Like, where did you encounter this? I've only seen this once before with Camilla.
Healed a bunch of were rats. And this happened.
Interesting. You say there was more than one of them?
There was 8 children, correct? 8 were rats?
Children were rats. Interesting. He starts like continuing to like mumble to himself, and but he melts like, come to the shop, come to my stall. And it's actually like a pet stall. As you get closer, and you notice that there are yeah, it's like there's like rats in
vet.
What's that?
She took me to a vet.
There's like cages of small rodents, and but he seems like Camilla kind of whispers like he's he knows what he's doing with rats and mice and everything. But he brings you up to the stall, and he like walks behind and he starts like fiddling around underneath like his like where the stall kind of ends, and you kind of like you just hear him like throwing stuff back and forth. And he pulls out a vial and kind of hands it to you, and he says, I didn't expect to have to need to use this anytime soon. Your case is quite rare, but it seems like you are certainly in need of it. And he just goes ahead and hands it to you.
So I drink it? What are the possible side effects? I heard there can be complications.
Do you ask this after you've drank the vial?
No, I'm holding the vial. I do not.
I just chug it. So about those side effects.
Yeah, no. This is before. Liam's still not 100% sure on this guy.
Right. I'll tell you what. Let me do. You can probably roll some dice for this. Um. All right. So why don't you roll me 2d12s?
No pressure.
So a 7 and a 2.
Nope, it's acid.
um. Okay, so he says, well, it did work last time, although it might make you uncontrollably angry. But we won't know for sure. I've only had to do this a couple of times.
Both other times uncontrollably angry?
Well, I mean, it's not supposed to happen.
For how long?
Oh, like give or take the rest of your life. But we don't know for sure.
Hmm. Liam unfortunately has no healing things for himself. I was like, could try to heal myself at the same time, but nope, lay on hands, nope, cure wounds, nope. Shrugs, drinks it.
All right. So
Rip.
go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Oop. 2d6. 6 and a 2.
All right. So with an 8, so what does happen when you drink it is you feel the whiskers and the ears slowly recede back into your body.
I can get rid of Scarred.
You can absolutely get rid of Scarred.
Woohoo.
But the effects of the potion, it doesn't make you uncontrollably mad for the rest of your life with an 8. But what it does do is it does make you more vulnerable to taunting. Like your anger control itself is a little bit weaker. Does that make sense?
Impulse control, something
Yeah.
Liam already had.
Right.
This will be fun. All right. I will take that into account.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that in
But yeah,
the
but the
notes
guy
section.
kind of ooh, it worked, and he kind of claps, and he's like, it's like, how do you feel?
Better?
Well, you aren't trying to beat me up, so I guess that's a good thing.
I close the thing holding my battle axe on. Not really.
Is anyone else kind of getting a weird, staticky, feedback type deal?
I am getting a little bit.
All right.
I think it's Pi, because it continued and then Pi muted. So I think a little bit from you.
I have no. It's the same thing that happened with my other mic, and now I'm worried that it's not my mic. It's something wrong with my computer, but I don't know how that would work exactly.
Okay.
Uh,
But yeah.
Thank you. What do I owe you for this?
Oh, nothing. This is something of a hobby of mine. Dealing with animals is my specialty, of course, but dealing with animal-human hybrids now that is something more interesting.
How often does this come up?
Oh, Camilla's mother was the last one to come through here. That was maybe 10 years ago at this point. It happens every now and then. Port Beligra attracts many people of many different types. It's not often enough that I have to have to develop this potion often, but I usually tend to keep one just for my own experimentation.
Uh,
Just
thank
make sure
you.
just make sure to pass the word on if anybody needs any pet mice or rats or anything.
All right. Liam is really confused by this entire situation. And he just leaves like a little bit of money on the counter and walks out.
All right, so Flamewalker and Nettie, what are you guys just still like are you guys exploring the market? Are you guys just making nonsense?
Hmm. Is there like a nice cafe? Like maybe we'll go get some like espressos or something.
Sure, yeah.
I imagine it's like
Totally.
right by where Liam is too. Like it's one of those like nice, kind of nice quality on the edge of the slum there, but like it's not that great. And we're just sitting there sipping on espresso, watching Liam, just being like, "This is going quite well. I think it's He drank it. Can you believe he drank it?"
Yeah, if you look like right next to the slum is the Patriciate, like which is where like all like the magistrate and like the rich people live, basically.
We're at we're at the medieval Starbucks.
Yeah, literally.
Liam turns around after drinking. It's just, hey, Liam, how's it going?
Do you want a frappe?
Would you like some espresso?
It went well. He's kind of weird. If you want a pet rat, get one from him. He said that a little louder into the cafe.
Wait, are they trained rats? Do they do tricks or?
I didn't ask. He was weird.
Well, you look all normal again. Congrats.
Thanks, I feel better.
Oh yeah, is Finnegan
Liam
with
kind of
us?
shrugs. Oh yeah, I assume he's just been following the whole time.
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I haven't heard from that guy in a while. All right.
Yeah, sorry. Finnegan's just kind of like quietly. He's like trying to make jokes and being silly, but you can just imagine that, right?
Yeah.
I
Until
can.
he's about to die and Liam has to save him. We just kind of assume he's tethered on a leash to Liam.
So
He's going,
what's the plan here? We're supposed to be dealing with this shark thing.
Yeah.
I figured while I was working, you guys would have, I don't know, asked around town up here by the docks. But I guess we should do that now.
You assume much.
What did you do while I was working all day?
We
I
made
worked for like 8
some money.
hours.
We did. We
made a decent amount of coin, thank you.
That was for the last like hour, but you were just sitting there watching with sandwiches.
Yes.
We were
and
making sure nothing happened to you.
yes, that's
Okay.
that's what we were doing. We were watching for protection.
Okay.
I assume you're
I
shifty
was-
eyeing.
Huh?
I assume Flamewalker is doing shifty eyes back and forth between Liam and Eddie.
Yes.
Okay, at least I was looking out for you. Main goal. Sandwich was secondary.
Just an added bonus. Just happened to be sandwiches.
These roasted beans made into a drink are delicious.
He's drinking pumpkin spice, isn't he?
Yes, definitely. Flamewalker, like me, loves that pumpkin spice.
So back to the docks, I guess.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
All right. So you guys head to the docks. I think we like originally we found like a crew. Nettie like found a crew, but like they maybe weren't like they were also interested in hunting for the shark, but they were maybe not like the best of the best. Like they just were just I think
Yeah. They were like mediocre.
yeah.
Yes.
They were just like average people trying to like make extra money because they heard that this is like, oh, this sounds like a good idea to get a good way to make a quick buck.
Fight a ghost shark, yeah.
Yeah.
That was when she got really drunk. We had
Was
to
it?
carry her out. I think.
I thought that was when I think that was when we were down the docks. I think we did a roll for that. Like we were looking for searching for
Then
someone.
do we do that before I did my stuff then?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Ignore me.
So there is that crew that you can join if you would so like.
Okay, guys, do we want to keep searching, see if we can find a decent sized crew, or do we want to join the amateurs and just see what we get with that?
Keep in mind that Nettie is certainly adept at being at sea, so she she could potentially do a better job at leading them in a sense.
I could most definitely boss them around.
Problem is that you have to handhold Flamewalker because ocean.
Yeah, has Flamewalker been out into like the open sea before?
I think we established that initially there was something with Nettie where Nettie like had to guide Flamewalker because he was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening right now. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's the question of if that was just like in the weird city Peltragao.
I imagine probably not then.
Right.
Nettie is not going to tell him anything about the ocean.
Liam is not either.
Yeah, I imagine like considering that the river itself was like a big deal for Flamewalker to like traverse, that probably hasn't been out in open sea before.
Yeah, no.
Okay. And Liam's just like a farm boy, so
Yeah, probably not either. He's been on the river
right.
because he had to travel all that way, but probably not open water.
Did
Gotcha.
you?
Gotcha.
Were you over by the lake though, or were you north of the lake?
I was in hometown is the middle of the fields, but I would have had to go southwest to the river and that way. So I've been on the rivers. I don't think I would have been to the lake if I'm remembering the map correctly. Or I might have been there, but I wouldn't have spent time there. Mostly just the river.
So you're all noobs. Everyone's an amateur. Oh god.
All right.
He's at least done sailing stuff, though, more than Flamewalker has.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the river's big enough for ships.
I know how to take out an enemy vessel. Fire does the trick. That's about it.
I mean, I also think fire would be a pretty good weapon against a shark if they were out of the water.
Yeah.
If it leaps, fire will be super effective.
So I'm useless. That's what I'm here.
I mean,
Define useless.
arguably, if it is a ghost shark, we're all probably fucking useless except for Liam. Because I don't think arrows are going to do much against a ghost shark. If it is a ghost shark and not just a big shark. I'm still really doubtful it's actually a ghost shark, guys.
All right. So real quick, I'm just doing this real quick. I'm gonna upload a little like handout like type deal
Okay.
Cool.
for your characters.
What do we know about ghost shark?
No, but I am giving you something for ships. So that way we can kind of, because if we are going to go out to sea, it makes sense to have like moves and abilities for your ship. I feel like that makes sense. There we go. All right. So let me upload this real quick. We'll add handout. Ship stuff can be edited by everyone. And then I will do this. Make sure that actually works.
I'm not seeing anything right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea where to look.
It would be in the same tab where the character sheets are.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Wait one sec. Oh, you know what I need to do? Because I'm dumb. Let me save. All right.
I think it's funny that you think Liam can do anything to a ghost shark.
You're holy.
Yeah. I took speak with dead. If it's a ghost,
Talk to the ghost
I could
shark.
talk to it. Although I don't know if it's because it's a shark, I wouldn't be able to. Hey, if one of you die, I can talk to you.
Oh, good.
So excited. Kill me.
Hey, 2 experience points, and I think I get resurrection.
Huh. It's not. I dropped the file into it, but it's not showing up. That's okay. We can still do this. Okay, so basically, I'll go down the list and I'll kind of like mark it for us, and that way we have like the notes for it, right? So our ship, right? So we have the Narcissus. That was the main ship that was given by Chevrolet, right?
She's bad.
So is this ship called? I have some choice. 4 choices. Obviously, you could pick one of those or something else to your liking. So is it the Peerless, the Dark Star, the Sea Fox, or the Prince's Pride, or whatever you want? This is almost like we're making a character for the ship, essentially.
How about Sea Fox?
Sea Fox seems cool.
The Sea
Sure.
Fox. Cool. All right. So this ship has 3 stats, right?
Okay.
So you have speed, you have hull, and you also have crew. Okay.
All right.
They all start at +1. So you choose 2 advantages, right? So the speed is obviously like how fast does the ship move. Hull is how durable it is. And then the crew is like how you guys are able to deal with the crew. Like if the crew's not happy, then they're not going to listen to your instructions and things will be bad.
What's the ship's name?
The Sea Fox.
Okay, I'm able to type in the handout, so I'm typing shit up.
All right, cool.
Sea Fox?
Yeah. So you have let me pull this up. So 2 advantages. So here are the advantages that we can do. You can either increase a stat by +1. The Sea Fox is fitted for war, so like a ram or artillery or arms and armor for the crew. So then we'll give a +1 to one of the moves that deals with like attacking something. You can have that, you can have spacious cargo. So you can add an extra slot for your stores essentially. Or it can be unsinkable. So add an extra slot to both crippled and sinking. So like it's a condition that would happen. So you can make it more durable essentially.
Do we get 2 of those?
Yep. I'll put them. Actually, you know what? I think I might be able to. Yeah. Here, let's do this.
And what are the baseline stats for each?
+1.
Okay, so speed, hull, and crew start at +1.
Yeah. So if you want to click on that link right there, it will pull you up to it's like the second page in this little game starter, but that way you can kind of see the different moves as well that deal with the ship that we'll deal with if we go out to sea.
Yep.
So like for example, like all hands to deck. When the ship and or crew acts despite an imminent danger or suffers a calamity, aka like defy danger, but for ship, you roll plus your one of those stats, depending on how you're doing it. So like if you're trying to outrun or outmaneuver something, then you'd roll plus your speed. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. So we choose 2 advantages. Increase the second stat by +1. Fitted for warm, or for war, yeah, warm. It's I feel like unsinkable is a big one if we're going against a shark thing, because I feel like
Yeah,
it's gonna be like
agreed.
a Jaws.
Agreed. Do not want to get jawsed.
All right, so it's unsinkable, so that means it basically takes longer for it to eventually become damaged enough to start sinking.
I feel like fitted for war is probably the other one.
Yeah, that's probably the smartest one for what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So then you'll get a natural +1 along with whatever other things that you have for all hands on deck. So whenever you're trying to like defy danger essentially with the ship, if you're trying to attack something or whatever.
Right.
All right, and then you choose the 2 disadvantages. So you're going to either reduce one of the ship's stats by 1. You're going to permanently mark low stores, so it's going to be really cramped. Old and falling apart, so you're permanently marked battered, so it's already kind of like on the way to getting damaged enough to start sinking. Bitter crew, permanently marked grumbling, so the crew is starting to, is not as happy as it normally would be. You have savage crew, so it takes work to keep them in line when they have the opportunity for excess. And then we have a distinctive profile. The ship is easily recognized.
I like the easily recognized one because that amuses me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because considering the fitted for war thing, so I imagine like the front end ram is probably some like extravagant ram that like stands out from a fucking mile away.
Mm-hmm.
It's got little lights on it.
You can't turn them off.
I like it. Okay.
Hmm.
So
It's
easily
the
recognizable.
It's the lowrider of ships.
Pimp my ride, and it just like starts like rocking on the water. Like
So I feel like with the way that we're designing this thing is it's not meant to be fast, it's meant to be like powerful.
Yes.
yeah,
So I
kinda
feel like-
tanky.
Tank.
Yeah, so
Make
like
it
if we
slow.
reduce the speed by 1, I feel like that's really not that big a deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hull and crew are the important parts since we're kind of building this out as a warship.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for hunting. Like, if we're hunting a sea shark thing, we don't need to chase it, we need to kill it.
Yep.
All right, cool. So you'll reduce your speed, so it'll be a +0 essentially.
Yes, so let me go back to
Alright.
roll 20. Alright, so the speed is going down to a +0. We
And then-
are
Yep. Go ahead.
outfitted for war,
Mm-hmm.
which is +1 to all hands on deck, and then also unsinkable. So extra box on what are the
Crippled and sinking.
on crippled? Extra box on crippled and sinking. We are easily distinguishable.
Yep. And then you reduce speed to 0 essentially.
Right.
So now, go ahead and give either hull or crew another +1, whatever one you think is best. So one of them will be a 0, one of them will be a +1, and well, speed is going to be 0,
Right.
but one or either hull or crew is going to be a +2, and the other is going to be +1.
What do you guys think?
Hull, because the crew has already been established as being kind of
Mm.
This is my vote, at least.
I feel like that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
So hull +2.
All right, wonderful.
Okay. What else
All
do we
right.
need?
That's basically it. If you want to just look through the moves there, I'll kind of just go through them briefly. There's Wayfind, right? So when you chart a course, we'll find out how you get there, what things happen, right? There's All Hands on Deck, which we just explained, which is basically like defy danger. There's Refit. So if you spend days drifting or at anchor trying to like recover, make repairs, blah, 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 then you roll plus your crew and you can remove conditions or like basically fix up the ship, or it takes less time or something like that. And then there's Hold Your Breath, which is a custom move for if you ever were to dive into the water and you basically gain breath, and that is kind of like a way to mark if you're drowning, or okay, well, if you want to get there, you're going to have to spend some of your breath, which is basically like hold the concept. You hold 1 or hold 2, like when you're doing your burning brand.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's the same concept, but with breath. That's just the name of the move itself.
Okay.
But all right. So the Sea Fox, And then you have a list of the crew names as well. These do not have to all be there, but if you maybe want to pick like a couple of those to be ones that sound cool to you.
If we start naming them, then we're gonna actually care if they get hurt or whatnot, and then you're gonna have to take it home and feed it. Although, to be fair, in Flamewalker's case, he really doesn't give a fuck.
You're right.
Because they're not in his inner circle. And
Shark
by inner
bait
circle...
1, shark bait 2,
Shark bait, hoo-ha-ha.
3.
That's the first thing I thought of. Shark bait. Hoo-ha.
Although there should be a captain. Every ship needs a captain. I vote Nettie. Nettie's captain.
I'm ready.
Is that like the condition? Like you'll help them out, but Nettie has to like be the captain?
I mean, Flamewalker has already had experience with Nettie at water. I can't say at sea because we agreed that's not where he would be. But yeah. Flamewalker would feel more comfortable if Nettie was in charge.
Yeah, Nettie won't necessarily demand the captain title, but Nettie, like, I'm the navigator. I'm the one who decides what we're doing because all are a little bit green.
Mm-hmm.
Although Flamewalker is good with maps, he could do that part.
Mm.
As we established.
And Liam stands there imposing.
Yeah,
Liam's-
you're the muscle.
Yeah. Okay, so the crew was given a tip of where the shark thing was last seen. Can each of you roll a d12 for me, please?
There we go.
Strong 2.
Oh, even stronger one.
Stronger 1. Oh, and a
I'm
4.
the winner with a 4.
All right.
Can you guys see the handout well enough? Does that look good?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That looks great. Arch, you're better at
Yep,
this than I am.
great.
I have a lot of experience using Roll20.
Yeah.
Literally
I
years.
do not.
No joke, years. Like
All
8
right.
years.
Okay, so we rolled a 1, a 2, and a 4.
How many licks does it take to get to center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 4, 4.
That owl was an asshole.
Okay, so
We suck.
okay, so there is an island out at sea that is marked by especially large fauna, like large flowers and trees and stuff like that. And you can definitely spot it by there's a huge, like, you ever see like the cliffs of Doher, like in Ireland or whatever, like how like the sheer cliffs it is. It's like all waterfalls all surrounding it. So the island is pretty elevated off of like the sea level.
See the ball.
Yeah. But there's waterfalls all throughout it. The problem is that because of the combination of like the waterfalls and the cliffs themselves, the sea is warned to be very rough in this area. There have been many a ship to steer too close and get battered up against the steep cliffs or submerged underneath a particularly powerful waterfall, and stuff like that. So that's where you guys want to go, or at least that's where the tip is, where it was last spotted.
Okay.
So there is a move there if you want to do it, where it's wayfind, right? When you chart a course across an open sea to a known destination.
Me. Ooh, pick me.
Flamewalker, yes.
Flamewalker, good at Wayfind.
All right. So the journey should probably take you probably 2 days at open sea if you travel the fastest route. So go ahead and roll a 2d10. I'm sorry, 2d6 plus your intelligence, please.
If I click on intelligence, will it automatically do that? I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
I rolled a 9.
A 9. Wonderful. All right, so you're gonna pick from the list below. So you'll either need to mark low stores. So it's one of just the conditions that the ship gets.
Mm-hmm.
The route goes through perilous seas, or you'll risk running afoul of something. And I will kind of figure that out if you pick it.
Kraken.
Arch's dream.
All Arch wants.
Let's go with low stores.
All right. So one more tick to that condition, and you'll be completely depleted, and you will not be able to refit at sea. All right. So you guys make it, but maybe some of the guys are like don't realize like how careful you need, like the crew, since they're kind of inexperienced. Don't realize like how careful you need to be with food as Arch takes a huge bite of his muffin.
Apple fritter.
Yeah. Apple fritter?
Apple
Oh,
fritter.
even better. But yeah.
It's delicious. If only the screw could handle it.
Exactly.
They can't handle it.
They can't handle the fritter.
They can't handle the truth.
So Undead, tell us something that you like. What is something like pretty startling? Like we already kind of have an idea of like what makes this island unique, but like what is something like as you're coming up to it that like really like kind of like takes your breath away?
Kind of how we described the island. There's probably just like a whole bunch of ships. Like you can see like broken sails sticking out of the ocean and stuff like that. Where there's been just a whole bunch of shipwrecks around the island.
And sirens. There are sirens everywhere. No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's canon. Nope.
No,
you said
do it. No.
We're dead.
Rip.
We're dead.
We're all dead.
The entire crew jumps into the water. Campaign over.
Bye
Nettie is
bye.
Nettie's unaffected.
Nettie's chill.
Wait, hold on, because that's broaching a very dangerous topic of how does Flamewalker reproduce. Hold up.
I don't think Flamewalker cares when it comes to sirens. He's just like,
Eh.
I will find a way.
Can I burn him? Is that how this works? we
Nettie's been,
lay
like,
eggs in lava.
Nettie's been like traveling with like earwax in her ears the entire time. Like she's like, I knew this was gonna happen.
You guys should have come prepared.
Fuck.
You guys didn't put earwax in your, cotton in your ears this entire time.
What's wrong with you? That's obvious.
I thought she was just going deaf. She was yelling at us the whole time.
All right. Nettie, why don't you tell us, being kind of like the leader of this whole like trip so far, tell us, give us one thing that it's kind of like I'm borrowing from a question we asked earlier about like the trip down, but like give us something like kind of like endearing about the crew and then something also really annoying about the crew.
Um, so I think this would fall under like annoying, but because they're so like green, they're all like super excited to go find the shark, and then are like, wait, actually sailing on the ocean's kind of boring and it's taking us forever to get there. It's been 2 days with no shark. What's happening?
Right.
So I think that's a little annoying. But I think what would be exciting is that their excitement is contagious. Because even if they have to wait, they're all still like enthusiastic and a little silly. But so it's like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, they are like ready to find this ghost shark, and that's great. But also, chill the fuck out, guys, please.
Right. Like I imagine like they're discussing like some of them are like, oh, what are you gonna do with the money? Like stuff like that, stuff kind of like, oh, these guys are just trying their best. They're humans too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Flamewalker,
Hey.
what is what is something that you've been doing in order to cope with the fact that you are in open sea for the first time?
Vomiting.
Yeah.
I
Just super seasick.
I could totally see Flamewalker being seasick. And when he gets seasick, he just belches fire. So he's
Every
like
now and
leaning
then.
over the railing and just going like little puffs of steam from the fire hitting the water. So it's just like
I like it. All right. So Nettie, you come up across this island. What is your kind of like course of action? You are. Go ahead.
Well, I definitely want everyone to I want to make sure we steer clear of the waterfall. And yeah.
So you're kind of like keeping your distance from the island itself.
Yeah. And then I'd look for good shark hunting grounds. So like where would we find their natural prey here? And then try and set up see where we can set up the equivalent of an ambush for a shark. Like where are we gonna do that'll have like a place for us to chum the water and like.
Sure. Why don't you roll a spout lore for me since you're trying to like read the ability, you're like, I know enough about the ocean to like know where sharks might go.
Okay.
Okay. So you notice so you because the ships themselves are surrounding the island, they make great, like, you've ever seen like like fish and stuff like that, like love, like it's like a nice little hidey hole space for them to live and stuff like that. So naturally sharks and other predatory animals are drawn to them. So you definitely notice that. So what do you want to do with that knowledge? Do you want to like, I don't know. Do you want to jump in the water? Do you want to like start setting up traps or something?
Yeah, I think Nettie's gonna like find somewhere safe to anchor the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then do a little like recon. So if she can like maybe check out like, how deep is it? Like anything hidden, she would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there be able to come up with a better plan.
Okay. So yeah, so you drop anchor. The water's not like super deep. It's deep enough that like if you were to jump in the water, you'd definitely like it would be hard for anyone but an experienced swimmer to like reach the bottom of the ocean and to like, stuff like that. but and with like any like cave diving or ship diving or anything like that, obviously like it's extremely difficult to navigate down in the water. But yeah.
So Nettie's gonna be looking for, are there any like not ghost sharks?
Like just like regular sharks?
Yeah.
Not ghost sharks. Yeah. No, there are definitely, in like assuming like Nettie kind of like picks a ship and kind of like starts investigating it. She's definitely able to see like fish and other life attracted to it. There's definitely like you probably wouldn't be out of the ordinary to spot like a regular shark or two, swimming around trying to hunt for the fish that are making the broken hull its home.
Liam would like to attempt to cast guidance.
Okay.
So let's first do this. Yay! And then I'll throw guidance. So he kind of kneels down, pulls out his holy symbol, and kind of goes, "Where is our prey?"
Quarry.
So confident.
Yes, I wanted to say that, but I couldn't think of anything other than prey at the moment. So just I get a general direction.
All right, so go ahead and with a 9, you pick one of those options. So we'll do that first.
Draw unwelcome attention.
Okay.
You're about to get me eaten.
Meh.
All
Maybe.
right. So are you doing that? Like, are you okay? So it seems like Fortuna kind of gestures to one of the waterfalls that is coming down the cliffs. Yeah.
Like slightly up, straight, then kind of down. Do I
No,
get
so
a general?
the waterfall itself is kind of like hiding the cliff behind it, so it's pointing almost directly at the like if we could take a straight line from where it's pointing, it would go straight through the waterfalls back towards the cliff, essentially. So it's either the waterfall or something behind it or something like that.
So Liam's gonna wait until Nettie shows back up.
Yeah. I'm trying to so I think the unwelcome attention is, I think maybe the crew itself is like a little unwary about it. Like they I don't think they know like your symbol kind of like appears and stuff like that, and that kind of like throws them off. So I think we'll mark the grumbling condition, like they're a little like now they're a little wary. If that makes sense.
I have scared them with foreign magics.
Exactly.
How foreign we talking? Well, go ahead.
Any
Elaborate.
Like any magics?
This is
I'm just
inland
assuming.
magic.
Yes.
They're used to that ocean magic.
Haven't ran into any other holy quote unquote people, so it would kind of make sense that they haven't seen this kind of magic.
Yeah. Kind of what I was thinking. All right, so as you were saying, you kind of wait for Nettie to come back.
So go ahead.
Oh, Nettie was just gonna climb back up.
I was pointed in the direction of that waterfall, and I point to the waterfall. Is there something behind it or something? Is there any way to tell without actually having to go back there?
Was that an in-character question or out-of-character question?
Yeah, that was in character. Literally
Okay.
talking to Nettie, like, is
No
there
worries.
anywhere to do?
Nettie's like awkwardly wringing out her hair. And she's like, well, I mean, could maybe the issue is getting onto land without losing a boat or a life.
Perhaps I can discern the best course of action for us.
Liam just points at the symbol pointing towards the thing and shrugs.
Knowing where your prey is not the same as knowing how to approach it.
That would be the shrug.
So yeah, what does flame? What do you?
I'm gonna
what do
use
you
a
wanna do?
new move.
Mm.
I'm gonna create a ball, like a ball of fire in my hands,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna stare into it, and I'm gonna use my new ability, Lure of Flame.
Mm.
When you stare into a source of fire looking for answers, you roll plus wisdom. On a hit, the GM will tell you something new and interesting about the current situation.
Cool.
I got an 8.
All right, so I give you an impression.
An impression. So
Um,
I stare into the fire for answers.
Yeah. So like with it, like almost like a crystal ball, but with flame.
A
kind of the vibe I'm
fireball, if
getting.
you will.
Oh, how pertinent. So I'm getting waves crashing up against a wall, darkness, and you also see the remains of a ship within the darkness.
I imagine as Flamewalker is seeing this, he's describing it, so he's just going, I see waves crashing, darkness, there's a ship, broken, darkness. And then the flames disappear.
Okay. Not super specific still.
It's a very imprecise magic. It's
Okay.
also not granted by a divine being. It's a different
mean-
perspective.
To a
So, yeah.
certain extent, your fire is just a fancy divine being or non god
Nothing
divine
happened.
being.
How dare you insinuate that my fire is divine? This is all me.
Okay.
Throws Flamewalker into water.
Don't do that, then I have to save him.
All right, I
Flamewalker
guess I'm rolling. I'm
drowns.
rolling for last breath.
Okay.
Hey, no, we have a special right. There's hold when you plunge beneath the waves, you can roll plus your constitution.
I don't know if he's going to be
Just
able
like
to
a
take a
baby.
deep breath beforehand, though.
There's just a cloud of steam.
Boils the whole ocean.
Sorry, I still need 2 experience points before I can resurrect you.
A bunch of fish just start floating to the surface. Alright.
So what's the plan, guys?
Is there
I
a
mean-
lifeboat that we can just... Maybe the 3 of us go in?
If
I'm
we-
not smart, but the waterfall will sink whatever we try to put through it.
Not if we move fast, and I do think Flamewalker could maybe um, burn away the water before it hits us. Could you do some sort of like curtain of fire?
Perhaps.
Mm.
That would also provide us cover as we make our way in with the steam.
Liam starts lowering a lifeboat.
Flamewalker
doing it.
scrambles into the lifeboat before it is lowered.
There's usually like ladders and stuff to get down.
I
Oh.
don't have
Hey.
legs.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I always forget.
I'll be
Snake.
flopping on the side of the fucking boat, holding on for dear life, like, is it under me? Is it there? Belch fire on your fucking head.
Yeah, I imagine like Flamewalker's or Nettie like suggests that idea like halfway through it, Liam is like in the lifeboat, like, come on guys, like what are
No,
you
no, no,
doing?
wait,
Like-
wait. As we get in
Wait.
first.
And then he's like looking over like the side of the boat at the two in the lifeboat as it lowers and goes, "You do know we have to wait for low tide, right?"
What's slow tide?
Oh boy.
You could have said this before we started.
Well, you just went.
That's
It's
usually
almost
how
like
we
I
do
drank
things.
a potion that changes my to be a little more impulsive. Back up.
I'd also imagine the crew, or at least some of the crew, would want to come with you guys. You know, so keep that in mind.
Mm.
How big are our lifeboats?
Shark bait 3, 4, and 5. Come
You
on
have
down.
been selected.
Hooray!
Game show music plays in the background.
Oh my god, speaking of music.
You forgot again.
Shh, 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 shh.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
There we go.
Disappointed.
It's always been on. But yeah.
Alright.
So I guess we're waiting for low
Waiting
tide?
for low tide.
Alright. That's
Then
fine.
you'll like walk up to where the crew is probably playing dice or something. And just go, "So, we're gonna go investigate that waterfall. Who wants to come?"
I would imagine like several of them are like, or just like shrugging, like, this is what we're here for, you know. Probably get like, you can probably handpick 3 or 4 of them if you wanted.
Okay. Yeah, she'll pick 4 of them. Now, there's no guarantee we're going to fight the shark in the cave. It's kind of a recon, but it's a high likelihood.
Is this gonna be like an hour or several hours or something like that? Probably.
Probably. Nettie probably knows best about like when low tide's gonna start.
Mhm.
So that's-
Then Liam's gonna commune, and I'm gonna swap a spell. I'm gonna take out detect alignment.
You don't want to detect the alignment of the shark?
I can ask if it's evil with my human race power. But do I want magic, weapon, or cause fear?
I feel like you're
bless.
assuming a lot about a shark. It's kind of rude.
I'm gonna do magic weapon. And then I'm keeping cure light wounds and speak with dead. If we run into any skeletons, I might be able to talk to people.
Speak with dead shark. How's it feel being dead? Oh, you know. Dead.
It's great. You know.
What's your name? My name's Bruce.
Bros.
Fish off, friends.
Not food. It's been 30
Human's
days
food.
on my honor since I've last eaten a fish.
Hi, Bruce.
That's canon now. Ghost Shark's name is Bruce.
That's what you've named it on your trip.
Flashback.
Alright.
What should we name the shark? Bruce.
First.
Okay, to low tide.
All
So
right.
we wait till low tide. Whoever the fuck
Yeah.
from the crew's coming with us, I guess. It's their
Shark
fucking
Bait
funeral.
3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. All right.
We're leaving Finnegan
So-
on the boat.
Yes. Finnegan's not coming on the rowboat.
He's too fucking loud.
Yeah.
This is recon. Keep your ass
Yeah.
parked.
You don't want him to get eaten by a shark, do you?
Yeah, but I don't want him to get, left to his own devices. I'm gonna secretly ask some of the crew to keep an eye on it. This isn't gonna go poorly. Leaving Finnegan on the boat. Yep, leaving him on the boat.
Yep. There you go.
You don't trust Finnegan very much on his own, do you? There's literally nowhere he can go but the ocean.
That's a problem. He's a little impulsive.
But ocean impulsive. I mean, I'd almost be more worried about the ship. You baby him too much, he'll be fine.
Liam's already lowering the
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
You forgot you forgot Flamewalker again?
Back up. Get him on the thing. Back down.
All right. All right. So real quick, I'm actually just gonna use the restroom before we continue, because I've been drinking water.
So we're gonna
Alright.
do a BRB then?
BRB, quick one, less than 5 minutes.
Alright, so roughly 5 minutes then. We will be right back. Everybody don't go anywhere for more ocean shenanigans with us trying to hunt a ghost shark. What could go wrong? Be right back. And we're live again. Welcome back.
Flame
everybody.
Walker died in the break.
We drowned him.
Yep, threw him overboard. It was a mutiny.
I mean,
It's not a
you were
mutiny
never
if
in
you're not the
charge.
captain.
Look at me. I am the
Was a-
captain now.
Planned. What's the word where you lose someone? What'd they do to Jack Sparrow in every movie?
He wasn't. If you kill him, I think that's just kind of like an execution.
Exiled, like type
I-
deal.
Yeah, I can't think of what they call it.
Word. Like stranding them, but not.
No, I get what you're saying. Like,
The one shot in the gun thing.
where's all the
There's a
rum
word.
gone? You know, like
There's a word for it. I can't think of what it is.
Marooning.
Yeah, that's the word.
yeah.
We'll maroon you on the waterfall island. You'll love it.
Marooning is the intentional act of abandoning someone in an uninhabited area such as a desert island.
Yep.
How perfect. All right. So,
Head
lifeboat
towards the water.
headed towards the waterfall. So I assume Flame Walker, are you gonna do like the whole like fire dealio and kind of turn it all into steam?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Give
create
us
like a
nice
fire
little sauna.
fire umbrella.
Excuse me.
I'm
All right,
I'm
cool.
parting the water, Moses style.
I like it. You know, I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. I'm just gonna say it happens. And so as you go past the waterfall, there is and the steam kind of like clears from you creating the pathway. There is an opening in the side of the cliff, and yeah, that's what you can see. There's kind of like there's like you can see like remnants of ship pieces surrounding it. Nothing more unusual, like nothing more or less than like what you've already seen. It just seems like maybe the tide or the waves itself has just brought in debris or moved wrecks closer into it. But yeah, that's kind of the impression that you get when you come up upon it.
Is it like a dry land or is there water flow in here?
Water flow into it, yeah.
Mhm. How much like space do we have above our heads?
It's a pretty decent sized like opening. But you have enough space where like low tide was definitely necessary. Like maybe like there was a 10-foot difference in like the sea level or whatever. So that was like what you needed. So I guess we can probably assume maybe like a 10-foot or maybe like 15-foot or so gap. Like maybe you could, during high tide, you could assume that you'd maybe see like the tip of the opening. We could assume it probably almost fully fills up with water during high tide.
Do we see a ghost shark?
You don't see anything. I mean, do you want to like, are you just looking around? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I guess since we've been told by two mystical forces to check this place out, Nettie would definitely be doing that from the boat before she gets into the maybe ghost shark infested water.
So like, what exactly are you doing to like look around? Like you just what is Nettie looking for?
I guess she's looking for any movement or anything that would indicate a shark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that sharks particularly leave signs of life if they just eat everything.
Usually it's teeth
Yeah,
because their
but I
teeth
don't
fall
know how
out
easy-
constantly.
I don't know how easy that would be to see from the top of the water. And then she would also look at the like shipwreck stuff and see if there's anything like interesting or important. That maybe that's why we're being like nudged this way by Fortuna
Mm-hmm.
and the fire.
All right. So go ahead and give me a discern realities. I'm going to give you a +1 for acting on Flame Walker's impressions from his fireball.
Ooh.
It's an 11.
I think I added the +1 in the.
Oh, okay. So regardless, a 10. So go ahead and ask 3 questions.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
Mm-hmm.
What is about to happen? And who's really in control here?
All right. So I'm sorry. What was the first question again? Go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should. I'll
what
just answer
here
them.
is valuable?
Useful or valuable?
useful.
To, yeah. I would imagine that the remnants of the ships make the water itself hard to navigate, and while that is annoying for you, that's also annoying for anything that has to traverse through the water.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. The other one was so like who's really in control here? No one, like nothing's really in control. I guess like the water, in the sense that, you know, the ocean, Mother Nature is in control, you know, because like I imagine just like everything here is so kind of like wild and untamed kind of type deal. And then you asked what is about to happen.
Yes.
You definitely notice, I wouldn't, it's not movement per se, you know, it's more like you realize as you're looking around that your boat itself is being pushed by like the water, like the tide itself, close to one of the wrecks, so you're able to act upon that rather than just let it happen, essentially.
Nettie's just gonna shout, a little more to the starboard. You're about to hit some debris. She's like really like weirdly like leaning over, hanging onto the side and like peering into the water.
Right. Who is like controlling like the rudder or like the navigation of the ship at the moment?
Definitely not me. That's more of a Liam thing.
It could be one of the crew.
Yeah.
Probably one of the crew. Liam would probably be rowing. That'd be something that he'd be good at.
Right. So I'll tell you what, I know we're not like on the main ship, but why don't we do an all hands on deck plus crew? Because you're just trying to act despite the danger being that you hit the debris. So it's 2d6 plus the crew. And then it's so I guess, what did we say crew was? That was a
Crew's a plus one.
Yeah, so but you'll get, but you're not attacking. So that's where the +1 to all hands, like if you were using them to the crew to attack, then it would get another +1. But in this case it's just right, you're just trying to
just plus,
or actually yeah, it's actually not even, is it yeah, it's plus crew. So yeah, go ahead and just roll, I guess it could be anyone. Just I need a 2d6 plus +1.
Solid 8.
An 8. All right. So I imagine that the ship itself, like the lifeboat, gets a little bit like dinged up. Like you're able to like avoid obviously like fully getting it hit by like the debris, but it was like a late enough reaction where the boat itself is probably like, if we were doing one of the conditions for it, it would be like battered. Like it's just cosmetic damage. It's just kind of got like scraped up and stuff like that. But yeah. So what do you guys do? Do you start heading into the opening itself?
Yes, I assume.
I assume as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is very dark, and because of the waterfalls, not much light ends up getting through here, so you will need like some kind of light source.
Liam, cast
Hey,
light.
Liam,
Just instant.
thanks. Cast it on the whole boat.
Wow, it's really dark in here. Light!
Liam's gonna cast it on his axe, because if he casts it on the boat and Liam gets knocked off the boat, then the light turns off. And Liam's dumb, but he's not that dumb.
I mean, if you fall off the boat, you're taking your axe with you anyway.
But you could at least see maybe something, and he can swim, so he can get back up.
Are
If
you
it-
in your armor?
Oh yeah, I'm in the armor. He's gonna sink. So he's also strong. So I'm expecting a roll when that happens. My assumption. Could just drown. Don't know.
Yeah, so as you kind of make your way deeper, you cast light on your axe. What do you do with it? Do you like put it up in the air? Like you just kind of like, now that you have
Kinda.
light, what do you try and do?
I would hold it up. You said it was like 10 to 15 foot, so probably not like straight up in the air, just kind of up like holding a torch, but a little lower so he doesn't, if there's something hanging down from the top, he won't scrape against it.
Right. Yeah, so the light kind of illuminates the cave as you get deeper, and it's as bright as a torch, so you can't fully it goes deeper than the light can reach, so you can't quite see the end of this tunnel or hole or whatever. But you're able to make like the walls and the roof around you, and it all just looks like just like a natural water cave. Like the tide moved the water in and out and just kind of like eroded it. But up ahead you can see the remnants of a ship that had been, you don't know how it got there, but you can see the remnants of a ship, like the I guess is it the stern? The stern of the ship, the top, the tippy part of the ship. It's kind of like sticking out of the water in front of you guys.
Like right in the middle of the water, or is it off to the side, or?
Yeah, I imagine it's like off to the side. Maybe like kind of like as the water is kind of like coming in and out of the cave, it's kind of like slowly pushing it against the wall. So something like that.
Liam looks at Natty and shrugs.
Flame Worker also looks at Nettie. He doesn't know what to do.
I mean, let's get closer, but slowly.
We go
Very
closer.
gently.
I like that the music picked up right as we said, let's get closer.
Totally not ominous.
Yeah, definitely not. We move closer.
And there comes the giant shark!
Everyone roll initiative.
I was gonna say,
What's initiative?
we just slightly hear dun dun.
What was it like that episode of SpongeBob where like the orchestra is getting louder? Like he opens up the crew and all of a sudden there's a full 10-piece orchestra. There's a whole orchestra in there.
Oh god, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the
Yeah.
episode.
It's
Is it on the fly? Is it the first Flying Dutchman episode?
No. It's the one where they're going like clam fishing, trying to find his first dollar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now I remember. Mhm.
Actually, it's Midnight Blue number 42, and he gets that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move closer.
Welcome to Dungeon World, where we make SpongeBob references.
All this, of course.
SpongeBob.
We've actually had a dungeon now, so we can call
We
it
did?
Dungeon World, and not River World like we were going for like
Yeah,
one
right.
episode.
Oh yeah, we did have a dungeon, didn't we?
Well, yeah.
You
Briefly.
did a teleporty
Y'all
circle.
fall
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
All right.
Towards the boat.
So as you get closer to the boat, Nettie, what are you doing right now? Like, are you just, yeah, like what is your deal? You've kind of like, you're leading the boat towards this, the ship that's sunk. What are you doing right now? Just trying to set the scene, essentially.
So she's probably still at the front and is using either like an extra oar or a stick or something, kind of to make sure they don't run into anything. But she's also checking out just the cave around them and seeing what's there and any potential like hazards so that they
Right.
don't crash and die.
Well, tell you what. Why don't you give me another discern realities roll?
Wow.
It's like you're doing things and stuff.
The
Wow, the music was like perfect there. It's like that super deep note as you roll a 5. All right, so mark experience.
oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Where is Meve with you right now?
Maybe I'm imagining that everyone like got in the boat and was like all set up, and then maybe just like came and landed down and like scooted somebody out of a seat to get where he wanted to be. So he's just awkwardly hunched in the middle of the boat, like, where are we going? Hopefully you take us somewhere good.
So as you are getting closer and you're trying to survey, you don't realize that Meve is actually like freaking out right now, and kind of like shifting in his, yeah, like, you know, like just like honking at you to try and like get your attention. And when you finally like realize this, you look to like where Meve's kind of like trying to like get you to look or to gesture to you, and like the waves, like there's something like, you know, like a boat like waves. It's kind of like
There's
that.
a dorsal fin coming up.
No, it's not a dorsal fin. You can't see anything.
But it's the movement a dorsal fin makes before it comes
Yep.
up.
yeah,
Yes.
that.
Ned is gonna yell, "Fuck! Shark!"
At the word fuck, casting magic weapon.
Instant.
Pretty much. I don't know why it rolled a 3 in that. Oh, it's for the damage, but I roll that every time I do damage. Anywho, so that's happening, and this time we need to remember the -1 because I know last time we forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nettie would probably use whatever like pole she's been using to be ready to try and like deflect whatever's coming towards them. If there's obviously some, but like deflect it to the side if she can. She's probably on the wrong side of the boat for that, but she's gonna try it if it gets that close.
I'm in the wrong line of work in general right now.
Yeah, what is Flamewalker doing right now?
Trying to figure out what the hell he's gonna do to be useful.
Doing those weird little snake poos that are like the really long string thing.
Gross.
There's like burn prints from your hands on like both sides of the like boat as you're like hanging on for dear life.
He's just holding on like, I don't know what to do. This is a problem. Do I burn the thing? Do I not burn the thing? If I fire, is it gonna burn the boat? If I burn the boat, then I'm gonna be in the water. If I'm in the water, I'm not gonna be happy. Can't swim.
Can't swim. You probably actually be pretty good at swimming.
He probably is naturally decent at swimming. He just never wants to test that theory.
All right.
I might hit it with a stick.
He's gonna try to summon his burning brand.
All right. Go ahead and do that.
We've rolled a lot of 10s.
Yeah, I get to pick 2 tags.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna get rid of the dangerous tag because we're on a very small boat and I don't want that. And I'm gonna go with the throne near. Because I also don't want to be in melee range of this thing.
Cool. All right. So, as you summon your, what does your burning brand look like? Too. Let's figure that out.
It's a trident. It's a flaming trident.
How fitting.
It is.
All right. So as the waves get closer, eventually, like, as it's right before you, you realize, like, it's like, I'm trying to describe what it looks like. Like, I can picture it in my head, but
A
like,
ghost. We can't see it.
so, you know, like that, like, particle effect that, like, something like coming out of, like, stealth looks like a futuristic
Yes.
kind of.
Oh, he has Metal Gear stealth suit.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
No, but not, but like, yeah, like as it gets closer, its jaw like almost appears at, like, it's like the full form of it kind of like appears, and its mouth is wide open.
Oh my god,
And-
it is a ghost shark.
So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna make it eat a mouthful of fire.
I'm gonna hit it with the stick.
You could try to hit it with a battle axe if it's close enough.
All right, so what? All three of you just said everything at this.
Did we all come through at the same time? It might have been lag.
No, it wasn't all. No, like I heard everyone, but I'm trying to figure out how to do this in the fiction, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
We all
My
said we
attack
were
is
gonna
range.
do something.
Okay, so
He'd be first, definitely.
sure.
Because by the time the shark reaches us, would then be in range for the axe. What is Nettie doing?
Hitting it with a stick.
So like she had a pole she was using to like kind of direct the boat when needed to in the cave, and I don't know how big it is. It's
Just like
probably
an
not
oar or something.
yeah, or like a paddle, like something like that.
It's big enough that its mouth is like could probably swallow the lifeboat whole.
Oh,
Whoa,
Oh.
we're gonna hit dead.
okay.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna make it eat a mouthful of fire and try to get that mouth shut.
All right. So what does that look like?
That is me taking the trident and aiming straight for the back of the throat.
Just straight down. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it swallow this shit.
So go ahead and roll volley for me.
Alright. 7.
All right. So you deal your damage. So that happens, and you get to choose one of those.
I'm gonna reduce my ammo by 1. So, I lose a charge. So I spend 2 charges. Or 2
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah.
Or 3 uses.
Yeah.
I have,
Exactly.
so I use 2 uses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the fire trident and I throw it and it just goes "Whoop, whoop."
All right. So go ahead. Go ahead and deal your damage. So what is that? So go ahead and roll that.
Alright. Ooh, 7. That's a lot.
All right. So describe. Yeah. So what does that look like? So what happens? So it definitely connects to like the throat.
So Flame Walker reaches back, takes the trident, and then throws it, and it flies into the mouth of the shark and goes into the back of the throat, and then continues like into darkness. And there's a brief moment, and then a poof, and there's like little bursts of flame coming out of the throat, and there's like a trail of smoke.
Awesome. So upon like that little mini explosion, the shark kind of like, instinctively reacts and just kind of like, it's heading towards you and it's like, it just like kind of like instantly turns around and sinks beneath the waves, sinks beneath the water. And so the water is just kind of like super choppy as this thing is just kicked up a bunch of water. Liam, what are you doing right now? Now that this thing's underneath.
So how screwed are we? He asks Nettie.
It's not looking great.
I did something. I hit it with the flames. It did
You did.
something.
The flames were really good. Super useful. Told you they would be.
He's hyperventilating.
Are there any like ledges in the cave, or is it all like cavey?
Yeah, the walls are pretty slick. It seemed, just kind of like, eroded earth and rock.
Okay, 10-second poll. Do we stay in the cave or do we risk open water to get back to the big boat?
Boat.
We
Yeah,
have
what about-
we have no idea how deep it is in here.
You want to jump
Do
in
we
and
have
find
any
out?
idea how deep it is? Yes.
I wish I had my halberd because I could test a lot further. Takes one of the oars and just shoves it as far down as he can.
And Liam's hand gets bitten.
I
right
was
off.
about to say it might happen.
Arr!
I have a move if something like that might happen.
Yeah, no, you can't feel the bottom.
Bigger boat.
Okay. And then he's gonna like jam her stick oar into the wall and like push to turn the like thing around, and then crash down and say, "Row! Like heck! Now go fast!"
Liam Rose.
I have a stupid question.
Very
Yes.
fast.
And by that I mean it's going to be the funniest thing ever.
Mhm.
Yes.
Can I use my Zuko style, which lets me bend flame to my will? Can I use that to make a rocket propulsion? I want to put my hands behind the boat, brace myself, and fucking fire propulsion us back to the boat.
I mean, this is Dungeon World. I don't give a shit. This is, like, everything is
These ring
possible.
rolls.
All
If
right.
it's cool, I like it.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I love it.
No! 6! Fuck!
Oh no.
Help
It
me!
went about as well as I thought it would.
Help me! Someone help me! Can I get help?
I guess
Nettie's gonna steer while
I
you
was
do
like,
that. Does that consider help?
Liam can technically help him, like, make the fire, like, angle the fire
I want this
because
to
he
work.
doesn't get burned. So he's basically the
Oh,
casing. for
so
the
I'm
thruster.
doing this, and then you're doing this.
Yes. We are father-son
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha-ing this.
That's so adorable. Yeah. So if you want to roll plus aid for that, then
Please, please. Fire propulsion. Fire propulsion.
If a bond, is it just plus a bond, or
yeah, it's just
whether
plus bond.
whether it applies or not?
What do you mean?
Whether the bond makes a difference in it, it's just plus our bonds.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
All right. Yay! Just enough.
All right, so it moves it from a 6 to a 7.
So Zuko style on a 7 to 9. The effect is short-lived, lasting only a moment. So it's more of like a sort of thing.
We get out of the cave.
Yeah, like I imagine that like that plus the paddling is enough to like push you out of the cave, but now you're faced with the waterfall as well and all the debris outside.
Oh fuck.
So Nettie, what do you, now that you've gotten out of the cave, what are you trying to do now that you're out?
So we still have to go through the waterfall.
I mean, unless you see another way, do you want to try and
No. I think our best bet is to just like go as fast as possible. So she's just gonna yell, "Stick to it! Don't stop!" And then be ready to like hit some debris with her stick.
So I imagine like one of the crew, calls back, like, who's like towards the back of the boat, is like, it's coming towards us again, and like you can like the parting of the water again as it's like charging underneath the waves.
Flamewalker, that one's on you. Come on.
Oh fuck.
You did it once. Nettie believes in you.
All right, he's gonna throw his last trident at it.
Liam is ready with battle axe.
Oh shit.
Holy crap.
Jesus.
Okay. That was double sixes. So I guess that throw works.
Yeah, so go ahead and deal your damage. And then just deal your damage and then
Ooh.
describe what happens. Like, what does it look like?
That's another 6 damage. So the propulsion ends with the fire, and he's got like his I guess I imagine the trident's probably what he was using to channel the propulsion. And he stops, rears back with the trident, and then waits until it gets closer, and then as soon as the mouth opens up wide, he chucks it in again, and it goes flying in, and there's a big explosion of fire in its mouth instead of in the back of the throat. And then it kind of like explodes, burning the inside of its mouth, so now it can't taste anything. That sucks. It's like when
Wow.
you eat really hot pizza. Yeah, it's terrible.
Jesus, dude. Can
Yeah.
you calm it down?
Fuck your taste buds.
That's a little overkill for the
Yeah,
giant shark that's
seriously,
going to eat
man.
our boat.
Actually, that might be doing it a favor, because then it doesn't actually taste the boat when it eats it.
He's like, man, I hate this. I'm never eating this ever again. Yeah.
This tastes like fire. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. This must
This
be a
tastes
surface
like-
thing.
This tastes like hurt. Yeah. So it explodes in its mouth, like underneath the waves, and so you're out of hold. So your trident kind of
It
fizzles out.
Yeah.
But the shark, like the waves, like part as it like sinks lower, and yeah.
We row back
So
to
you-
the boat.
Yeah.
I was about to say, we keep going.
Fuck this place.
Are you going through the waterfall? Is like that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to part the water again if I can.
All right. For this time, I'm gonna say just because I'm gonna say you have to roll a defy danger, only because you're also on a now. The boat is moving much faster now, and it's gonna be harder for you to like maintain your footing or your tail.
Defy danger. Which stat?
We'll say dexterity, just because you have to like think fast and move and act fast.
10.
Look at you.
Yes.
Yep. So
I'm never gonna level up.
I was about to say, I think only one experience point has been marked today.
you
Jeez.
guys have been killing it.
Well, I mean, that's what we were sent here to do, but yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
So yeah, so you're able to brace on the boat enough to part the water again as you move through it, and now you can, as the steam clears, you can see the boat out in the distance.
Liam is rowing as fast as he can.
Do you like call out to the boat, or do you like what do you?
Nettie's gonna send Meve ahead. Which Meve would probably take off as soon as they're out of the cave. So he's just gonna go make a loud ruckus.
Gotcha.
Probably go to Finnegan.
Yeah, you said it. It's not Phineas. It's Finnegan. You did it.
Gilligan.
Okay.
Gilligan's
Just call him Finn and be close to
Yeah,
that.
that Finn.
Good old
And he's
Finn.
gonna start harassing him because he's the like known face.
Right, that makes sense. Okay. So Tell you what, give me Nettie, give me a defy danger plus plus dexterity to see if we make it to the boat.
6.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what, one of you can roll plus aid for this. Makes sense, probably.
I will help.
So roll plus your bond.
Okay. Nope.
Up.
Everyone failed.
Alright, well, both of you mark experience.
Hooray. We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
So I imagine that with the rowing so like hard and fast, it's like, you know, like running a marathon versus sprint.
We
Like,
sprinted too early.
yeah, you sprinted a little bit too early at the beginning. Now the crew and Liam are like tiring out. And so you're not moving as fast, and suddenly like the waves under, like your boat almost like there's like a shifting, yeah, like the thing,
capsizes.
yeah, like the thing is right below you and just kind of, and it pushes your boat up and out of the water, and it flips over, and everyone is just like flying through the air and slams into the water.
Uh-oh.
Here it is, the worst nightmare. Worst case scenario.
What is Flamewalker doing right now?
Flailing.
That's what I want to know.
Flailing wildly.
Does Flamewalker know how to swim?
No one's taught him? So no?
Can't teach
I mean,
him.
he probably can float. I mean, he's like a snake man, so that's kind of a natural thing, but he's probably
Right.
panicking.
Okay, so everyone roll plus your constitution.
11.
I have good constitution.
Same.
I have middling constitution. Did
You
not
experienced that
help.
too?
Oh, you know what it is? It's not even roll. I'm sorry. I made a
Oh.
mistake, guys.
I've
Thank
been
you.
lied to.
You've
Thank
been.
God.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, what is your constitution modifier? What is everyone's constitution modifier?
+1.
+1, +2.
+2 for me.
Oh.
So
All right.
+2 for Nettie and Flame, and then +1 for Liam. That's funny
Alright.
as hell. The melee one is the one with the lower con.
So,
I have a higher starting HP though, by a lot.
That is true.
so I imagine that like because Liam's already like winded, that makes sense anyway. Like he's winded, so he doesn't like isn't able to get a good enough breath before he goes under the water. But Liam, you have 2 breath, and Nettie and Flamewalker, you have 3 breath as you are underneath the water now. Every single time you roll a d6, anytime you roll 2d6 to make a move, you either spend a breath, you mark a ability that you haven't marked yet, or you take your last breath. So those are the options right now. So you guys have been thrown into the water, and I imagine Liam's probably sinking right now.
Potentially.
You say potentially. Yeah, like just bubbles.
Fuck.
He is also the strongest, so
So Liam, is your axe still lit up at this point?
he would still have the axe.
Yeah.
He would not have his shield out, so I'm going to unequip my shield just so it doesn't automatically do the armor
Mm-hmm.
for the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did that.
So yeah, I would imagine Liam is sinking deeper into the water than Nettie and Flamewalker, and with the light, you can see this thing with its jaws wide open, heading fast towards you. It did like a jump out of the water, and it kind of just did a loop around. And it's headed right for you.
Smart thing to do or fun thing to do?
Always the fun thing to do.
Mhm.
You guys lit a combustion engine earlier.
Yeah. So
Jet propulsion trident.
So something has happened to Liam's shield in the last episode. Flamewalker made it all jagged and sharp.
I did.
Liam-
I did do that.
Liam is going to stick the shield in his mouth.
Yeah! That's awesome. Do it.
That is what I am attempting.
All right. So you're gonna have to defy danger here with you're gonna have to figure out a way, like, because this thing is a mouthful of teeth. How are you not gonna get just ripped to shreds regardless? What is
Now-
Liam gonna do?
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this up there. I don't know how it's going to apply to this. So you're going to have to help me.
Okay.
That is a move I have. Bloody Aegis. So when you take damage, you can grit your teeth and accept the blow. You take no damage but suffer a debility. So basically, I'd be trading. I'm just going to get hurt for trying to do what I'm doing and having problems afterwards.
Okay. So instead of rolling Defy Danger, we'll just essentially say you take a debility and you deal your damage. Well, you roll Hack and Slash, essentially.
Okay. So hack and slash plus strength, correct?
Yep.
8. Makes an attack against you.
How perfect.
That's exactly what would have happened.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead and deal your damage.
Technically, my magic weapon is on my axe, so I would not add that. And I
Yeah.
think this is going to automatically add +1, so this is going to be -1 to whatever is rolled here.
Okay.
Because my battle axe gives me +1, but again, I'm not using that.
Right.
Fun thing, not smart thing. I do 4 damage.
Gotcha. What does that look like? It's coming towards you. Mouth wide open. Describe the scene for us.
Let me see. So the shark is coming in, mouth open, and Liam basically just kind of takes his shield and kind of jams it up into its top jaw so that it can't, I don't know which way shark's jaw's down, so down. He punches down, so basically it can't close its jaw all the way around him. In doing so, I'd probably take weak. So he probably kind of bites me on the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly superficial damage, but I'm not able to use the arm as well.
Probably,
that seems like one that makes sense to me.
Yeah, what I also kind of like picture, like, you're also underwater and you don't have a lot of breath. Like, you're gonna have to spend a breath to do this move regardless. So you're weak because you're also you're trying to like stay afloat and not sink too farther while also doing this. So it makes sense to me. But okay, so it does what, 4 damage because we're -1.
Yep, I believe so. Yeah, it automatically adds the +1, so -1.
Okay, so you're gonna deal the killing blow on it. What does that look like, actually?
Oh shit!
Oh,
man.
well, then I guess he punches down and the bottom jaw just comes undone.
Guys, my shield. I did it. I helped.
Yep.
All right, so its jaw like kind of like rips off and blood sprays everywhere underwater.
But yeah. But you guys are all still in the water, so you still have to keep that in mind. You know.
And we have to get this thing up somehow.
Yeah, you do actually need it.
Yeah, 1 second. What can I?
Flamewalker is flailing.
Yeah, Nettie's gonna see if she can get close to Flamewalker.
Or, excuse me. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, you can get close to Flamewalker. You know.
I mean,
Is
normal
Flamewalker
drowning-
going to be any help? Probably not.
Normal drowning people will drown people trying to save them. I can't imagine what a person with an 8-foot long snake tail is gonna do.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
I mean,
but Nettie's
on the
gonna
bright
try
side, the water by him is probably like a nice warm sauna.
just a little tinge of me, a little pink. Yeah, so she's gonna try and scoop Flamewalker and tug him to the surface.
Grab him by the tail.
No, that's the word. No, she's going for the armpits.
Tell you what, let's actually roll a defy danger here as well, because the danger being that Flamewalker's flailing.
I'm a danger to myself.
You know. So trying to think what you'd probably roll with. Probably strength, honestly.
All right.
I'm so excited for you to punch me in the face.
So mark experience.
I got 2 breath left.
Oh yeah, and take a breath there. So 2 breath. I imagine that like his flailing is too much, and in fact, like it actually takes you. Actually, he ends up like kind of like hitting you, and you. Let's just say like it makes it even harder to hold whatever air you have left in the tank. So you took 1 breath. So take another breath off. So now you only have 1 breath left before you have to start marking debilities or take your last breath.
Okay. Screw you, Flamewalker.
Oh.
Speaking of Flamewalker.
Hey.
Yeah, you're flailing around. Nettie is trying to help you, but you punched her in the gut.
Sorry.
What is your thought process in all of this right now?
I don't know. Flamewalker only knows fire. He's gonna try to create a bubble of fire around himself.
Okay.
I'm so excited to get boiled alive.
I was about to say, so Nettie's dead.
It's nice to know you guys.
I don't think there's a move for that per se.
Unless
The
you
only
know
thing I
what?
think of is
I have an
Zuko's.
idea. I have it.
Okay.
It's a stupid idea.
I like it. I like it already.
I want to use one of my charges of my adventuring gear to pull out a flotation device.
He has a little floaty.
To
That's great.
Does that work? Is that possible?
Maybe
think
instead
so.
of like an extremely specific flotation device, it's like a burlap sack. You ever seen like those videos before that like if you're drowning, you can like push air into your like pants or whatever and turn it into like a floaty?
No.
Yeah. You tie your pants legs together and you like move it in a certain way and you catch the air and then you tie the top and then it floats. It's like if you're shipwrecked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a survival thing.
Okay.
I
If
know
you
how
take
to
a-
not drown by taking my pants off, so
Yep. If you take like kayak classes and stuff like that, you learn that stuff.
yeah. So maybe it's something like that, or you're thrashing, you pull it out and you're trying like push like the water, you're trying to create like a little air bubble, air pocket,
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm using the fire and like it's boiling the water, which is creating the air that goes in.
Mhm. Yeah.
Air bubble.
Kind of like when you
That
boil
works.
water, it does make the bubbles.
Yeah. No, I totally.
I do that.
Yeah.
Then.
Cool.
So I use one of my
Yeah.
charges, my adventuring gear.
Yep.
All right.
And by bullying the water underneath it, you're able to bring yourself up. And now you're floating above the water.
And he is hyperventilating like a fucking dog. He's just like holding on like. All right. Okay, I need to do that. That's actually going to give me a panic attack.
All right.
Don't force
So-
yourself hyperventilate.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Liam, you've dealt the killing blow. The shark is sinking into the water. What are you doing?
So from down here, do I see the bottom of this thing where we're at?
Probably not. It's deep enough where well, actually, Nettie, you tell me, because you're the one who did the most scouting in the water. So,
Liam has been sinking.
I would say that you can see the bottom, but you haven't hit it yet. It's probably like a good 40 to 50 feet. And you wouldn't sink, like you'd be sinking kind of fast, but probably not that fast. Especially if you're like trying to swim. So you
He
can
would
see
be
it.
trying to swim.
I would guess you're probably like halfway between the two at this point.
Okay, he's just gonna hope that we can get it from the bottom. He's gonna let his shield stuck in wherever it is,
Mhm.
and he's gonna try to swim up weakly. Which, by the way, all you guys see is a whole bunch of blood and no Liam.
That is fair.
Blood in the water.
Do I need to roll something for swimming upward in heavy armor?
Yeah, it's probably a defy danger plus strength, honestly.
And currently, he is not strong.
It's charisma. You sing under the water.
Well, to be fair, my strength is usually the same as my charisma. But right now, it's at only +1. And that happened. I get to mark experience.
All right.
Sorry,
well,
can't help
okay,
you.
Mark experience, and you also use up your last breath.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Means now you start marking shit.
Yep. So yeah, your attempts to swim up are just not working, and your armor is just it's like one step forward, two steps back. It's just not you're not able. You're already weakened by fighting this thing.
Because opposites attract. Sorry.
So yeah, you're not coming up. Nettie,
I start taking off armor.
Liam starts
Nettie-
stripping.
I need a kink button.
Nettie, to a certain extent, assuming that this blood is Liam being eaten, because we saw Liam go in a shark mouth and then a lot of blood. So she's gonna swim to the surface. Say fish distance away from Flamewalker. And like do a quick head count. How are the other crew members doing?
I imagine they all know how to swim and they're all pretty shaken up, but like the shark didn't go after, like, you know, no one got like a bite taken out of them or anything.
Liam's the only one that may or may not be dead. Also, I rolled a 9 on my underwater striptease.
Ooh.
Rolls charisma.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was like a 7 out of 10.
Oh, you know what? Actually, don't worry about it. If you do die, maybe I can resurrect you. I do have ritual.
Technically, I still have 5 more moves I can make before I drown.
It's true.
This was one of them. You're down to 4 now. You spent too much time on the striptease.
Ah, darn it.
Too much sexy, not enough actual movement.
Right. It's like, God damn it. If I'm going to be getting up out of the water, I'm going to look great doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You try to twirl your tassels, but you're underwater. Jesus Christ. Don't look at Flamewalker for help. He's fucking floating there panicking.
Yeah. Flamewalker's like
Let's
out of
stop.
commission right now.
Has he at least stopped thrashing?
Oh, he's floating.
Okay.
You look up and see him holding onto a pair of pants that he seemed to procure from nowhere. That has air in it.
You took one of Liam's spare sets of pants.
My adventuring gear contained one pair of Liam's pants.
Just don't ask any questions.
Yeah, so Nettie's gonna pop out of the water next. Don't hit me again, and then like grab him and start towing him towards the boat and say, "Please use that big tail of yours."
For
Go.
what? What? Huh? What?
Propelling. Wiggle it.
Flamewalker gonna start shaking his butt.
Yeah, shake that healthy butt.
Roll charisma. Good thing Liam doesn't know what's going on because the urgency to save them may be eaten by a shark guy. I'm
Right.
just
How
kidding.
far away are we from the boat? Or the ship?
I don't know. Probably not like super far away. Like it's still like it's a decent swim. But you could probably make it there in like, let's say a 5-minute, 10-minute swim
Oh.
if you're really paddling.
Hold up.
That's really far.
Well, because you have to remember, you guys didn't want to bring the ship in too close, right? So,
And then you rolled poorly for us making it to the ship.
So then Flamewalker is just gonna be like, go find Liam first. I'll stay here. I'm not going anywhere.
No, you're gonna go to the ship because there's probably a giant fucking shark still around here, so move it!
That's
And then yeah,
a good
she'll
point.
dive back under the water.
Alright, and then I'm gonna try to self wiggle. Start
Wiggle,
propelling.
wiggle, wiggle.
Liam Flamewalker learned how to...
Flamewalker uses splash. It does nothing.
It does nothing. Alright.
he somehow pops the pants and drowns again.
And then I evolve into a beautiful salamander Gyarados.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already red, so I'm shiny.
I was about to say,
Beautiful.
you're shiny
Oh,
already.
yeah.
That's amazing. What was that in Pokemon Gold? What lake was that?
Lake of Rage.
Yeah. Alright.
I use
So
Dragon
Nettie,
Rage.
are you going back to try and find Liam?
Yeah, she'll now swim down. She's gonna pull out one of her new daggers so she has something sharp.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so if you want to go under the water, you can, but I assume you'll take a deep breath this time since you are
Yes.
actually preparing. And
My
you'll
my
get
breath
a
space.
5 breath.
5 foot breath? Man, I'm swimming deep.
I mean, you are
Can
you are
I-
a seal person.
I am a steel person. Oh man, I'd have like 10 breath if I was an actual steel. Yeah, can I see Liam as the blood dispersed enough?
Yeah, probably, honestly, at this point. With Liam, like, also trying to, like, swim, he's probably moved the water around enough that you can probably make him out trying to, like, shed off his armor and, like, you know.
Yeah, she's gonna swim down and try and help him take off the heavy bits.
Mm-hmm.
King button.
The awkward shin guards he can't reach.
So I will say that he's probably deep enough that you need to spend a breath to do it, to
That's
reach him.
chill.
Yeah.
I got 5. I have so many.
So you have 4 breath now.
I'm just
And-
assuming I'm marking another condition.
I guess you'll probably have to mark ability now because it's because now you're to take off your armor. You're already so weak and everything. Yeah, so we'll probably say marked ability.
I marked stunned.
Stunned. Okay.
So now he's extra dumb. He's losing oxygen to the brain.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then when
But
he,
yeah.
Oh, should I also
And then
roll strength again?
Nettie
Um,
will cut any armor that she can off. She can untie him under the
Right.
water. So she's going for speed, not
Yes.
mass.
So Liam, I'll say you roll plus strength, and you'll get an aid from Nettie. Like we'll roll if necessary.
Woohoo! It would be the same. So.
Yeah. So, yep. Nettie
Oh,
is
I didn't
able.
do
You know,
danger, but
that's
it's the
okay.
same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So, yep, you absolutely you managed to rip the armor off, and yeah, you can. Nettie is able to. You're able to swim up. You're a much stronger swimmer than Liam is, so
Mhm.
you can just assume that you're able to guide him up to the air, and you'll
Make sure he
you
doesn't
know.
get turned around.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with all the murky blood water. Makes things confusing. That and he's half drowning too. So
Yeah.
So you make it above the water. Both of you taking deep gulping breaths.
She's
You
gonna float him on his back and kind of hook around him so that he doesn't have to actually work to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
I killed the fucking shark. How are we gonna get it up? And then he just floats.
I mean, ropes. Fly Walker will have an idea. And she's swimming quickly towards the boat, just not thinking it, but not mentioning it to Liam that oh, this is gonna draw not ghost sharks because of all the blood in the water.
and then there's Flamewalker ahead of you, just wiggling his butt.
Wiggle.
Wiggle in.
Have
He's
you guys
doing that
seen
that snack
Spirited
wiggle.
Away?
The what?
Have you guys seen Spirited Away?
Yes.
Of course.
It's the part where
Yep.
Len's doing the wiggle or to get out to Zen at the train stop.
Yeah.
I imagine that you're not good enough to be whoosh. You're just
Yeah.
Okay, that's out. Okay, that's out. That's out.
All right. Cool. But yeah, so you will all make it back to the boat.
As soon as Nettie's within shouting range, she's throw down a rope.
Yeah, I imagine the crew scrambles and Finnegan sees Liam super weak and just floating on his back and turns white as a ghost and surprised to see him like that.
And Nettie's gonna tie Liam up just around the armpits, not very nice, so they can hoist him up.
Once we get there, Liam is just going to try to get up by himself anyway.
Liam's sitting there and she's tying a knot behind his back.
I think Liam's still stronger than both of you. Even -1.
Probably. I'm at -1.
Well, I'm at
What is-
+1 with my -1.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely still stronger
I'm
than
at
me.
0.
I'm
still
at 0.
stronger.
I have an 8 strength.
I'm at
16.
9 strength.
But yeah, no, you guys are able to make it to the top of the boat. You guys are on board. Along
Flamewalker
with the
flops
rest of
on the ground.
crew. The crew's all asking what happened, blah blah blah. They couldn't really they just kind of saw your boat get launched out of the water.
And then he's kind of she it stays up and is super still business. And kind of starts ordering people around Liam killed it. I don't know how, but he did. It's dead in the water, but we need the body for a payday. So we need to move the ship over there now. Everyone get some ropes, winches. Let's get it all set up. And I don't know if anybody listens, but
But Liam, probably laying like completely out in the middle of the deck, just
Same.
goes, "Someone get my armor. My shield's probably still inside of it." Does not elaborate on how that happened.
Nettie's gonna like drop a like water skin on you and say drink, and then wander about to set up a shark body reconnaissance mission.
Gotta recover it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide.
No.
I have my one thing I can do.
You have a thing you can do.
I have
A thing.
I can talk to it. I can talk to any animal.
The dead shark. You're gonna
I was
talk
gonna
to
say
it.
it's dead. No, I can get Liam back up at least somewhat, but it would waste my good thing. I drink the healing potion.
Oh man, it happened.
I remove weak,
Gotcha.
and then I go and help.
With the recovery.
Yes.
All right.
So now he just dumb. He not weak.
He's just a little like stunned about the whole experience and everything.
And he needs to get his armor back.
Yeah.
A little worried about that.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I know how Flamewalker can help.
How?
So I assume that being that we're outfitted for war, we probably have like harpoons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Flamewalker is gonna use his handcrafted ability, and he's gonna bend some of the harpoons to be like really big hooks, so that they can tie rope to it and then use that to like haul the body up and attach it to the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it works for me.
Flamewalker does a help.
Yay.
Yay! Nettie, of course, is the one who gets to swim down, find a shark body, hopefully not get eaten by sharks. Also try and find a bunch of...
Yes.
Liam goes down too.
No.
You see him pull a potion out, chug it,
Cannonball!
pretty much, and he just goes down after you guys.
No. As soon as
He's
you
also-
like try and stand up, Nettie's like puts a hand against your forehead and pushes you down and says, "You almost drowned. You got eaten by a shark? No. Finnegan, sit on him."
Liam picks up Finnegan and probably you. Liam just waits until she's in the water and then he goes in the water.
I'm so excited to save him from drowning a second time.
Yeah, I know. I don't have the heavy armor on.
Yeah. I would say there's no need to make rules. Like you go, with the harpoons and like turned into like hooks basically. You guys are, Nettie, you're a competent enough swimmer that you're able to probably just, hook the shark up and you're able to kind of like pull it back up. I assume you're trying to pull it on board essentially.
Yeah.
Do I find enough pieces of my armor to have a workable set of scale armor?
How much armor does your scale armor give you normally?
It gives me +2, I believe. Let me double check. Oop, not delete it. Oh, scale armor is 2.
All right. So why don't we say that like now it's only 1 armor? Like you aren't able to like maybe some of the pieces weren't able to be recovered. Like they just weren't in the mess of everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me just -1. Let me see if mine changes to that.
Yeah. Do one
1
armor
okay.
and then do like instead
Scale
of
-1.
3. Yeah. And then do like instead of 3 weight, do like 2 weight since it's less armor.
Okay. Let me just double check that. Nope, did not change the weight. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I have it all set up.
Cool.
So I have scale male -1.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, you managed to pull the shark up, and like as you pull it up, like there's like kind of like it's still like bleeding out a little bit, and like you notice that like that like spark, like that effect that like as it was like coming out of stealth, like it's kind of like pieces of it is happening, like because it's like dead, like it's like muscle, like when a fish is still dead, it's like muscles are still twitching, like so like random parts of the shark kind of like coming in and out of like stealth essentially.
What an unpleasant shark.
But yeah, you guys did it.
I ripped the shield out of its jaw.
Cool. But yeah, I think on that note, probably be a good time to kind of end it up if we wanted to do the whole wrap up, level up type dealio stuff.
Sure.
All right, let me pull that up. All right. All right. So, any of our bonds that we feel have been resolved?
I would say that since Liam killed the giant ash shark, he no longer seems like prey.
That probably
Yeah.
makes sense.
That makes
He's
sense.
now the hunter. So, yeah. So go ahead and mark experience there, and then you can write a new bond with whomever you wish. Anyone else feel like they resolved the bond?
Mine's not resolved, but the Nettie is brave. Still inching towards that stupid, because it's like all this plan immediately went wrong.
What was our plan? Recon a cave?
well, you were the
That was
lead on.
it.
You were the lead on the entire thing, and it was like, oh, everything immediately went wrong. It's going there.
Actually, I think my bond with Liam may have been resolved in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't remember your bond with me.
Mine is Liam owes me his life whether he will admit it or not. I'd say that taking on a shark underwater is definitely falls under the category of saving my ass,
Yeah.
considering I was kind of floating in the water as dead weight.
What do you think, Undead?
Yeah. I think that works.
All right. So then, yeah. So go ahead and mark an experience for that, Flamewalker.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my other one, Flamewalker, I'll show him the true meaning of sacrifice. Hasn't really gone anywhere unless you think fighting a shark underwater is sacrificing myself, which I don't think so, but
No. Not, no.
maybe from Flamewalker's point of view, but I don't
If
think
you
from
died,
Liam's.
absolutely. Listen, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
die, then yes, you can have that experience.
Yep.
There you go. Now you know.
Or lose an arm, a leg, something.
Right. All
I
right.
mean, if I wouldn't have taken that skill the last time, maybe.
Okay, so now we have our drive. If we all look at our drives,
Mhm.
and if we feel like we hit our drives at least once, then we'll mark experience.
Nope.
That didn't really cause widespread destruction. It was more focused.
That makes sense.
I think I might need to change my drive.
Yeah, my drive might be changing as well because it's the tenacity, doggedly pursue a course of action to
Mhm.
your or your allies' detriment. I did that big time 2 episodes ago, and Liam is trying not to do that anymore.
Right. Yeah, we can look into changing it potentially, you know. If you feel it's been like resolved, we can definitely look into that. And what about you, Pi? Did you hit your drive?
No, mine's alienating my weird behavior, which
Right.
we were by sailors who I think are my weird people.
Yeah,
To my weird people. So
yeah, totally. All right, and so now we will answer these 3 questions as a group. So, did we learn something new and important about the world?
there's
Stealth
scary
sharks
ass
are real?
Yeah. Camo sharks exist.
Well, that kind of goes into the next question, which is, did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yep.
Ghost
Yes.
shark.
So
Ghost
yeah.
Shark, dead. Nice job, Undead. And Flamewalker. I did nothing.
And then suddenly we're gonna be surrounded by a bunch of PETA boats saying, "How dare you?"
Yeah, it's Greenpeace.
There.
All right, and then did we loot a memorable treasure? We did not.
Unless you
could.
consider the
But-
shark's body.
The shark's body is a memorable treasure.
We could look through some ships before we go back. Just let the shark corpse rot on the side of our ship.
Delicious. I could cook it. We could have shark meat.
Stealth shark meat.
It would disappear as we were eating it. Whoa.
From the first 2 questions was 1 experience point, correct?
Yeah.
I level up.
God
Cool.
damn it.
Next time we rest.
I think
Sounds
I'm one
good.
away.
It's for 3, it's 10 experience points.
Yeah, I'm at 9.
I just ticked over to 10.
And what are you
Actually,
at,
that's dead.
Arch?
I have 6 XP,
Gotcha.
so I'm 4 away.
Okay. We're getting there. You guys just had a lot of good rolls this episode.
Sure.
But that is it. We've all done that. When we do downtime, we can do level up. And yeah.
Hooray! All right. Well, in that case, let's go around, find out where we can find everybody online, and what their favorite part of tonight was, and then we'll call it quits. Just as a heads up for everybody watching, and for those of you watching on the YouTubes, there may be a change of schedule coming up with this show. We are still in the talks about it. There are some conflicting issues that have arisen, but we will keep everyone posted on the Twitters and Discord and whatnot. But yeah, so let's start with Venom.
So I'm Venomous Cat. You can find Twitter and YouTube, and now I've started streaming on caffeine.tv at Venomous Cat, same name here. And my favorite part of the night, I think the fact, just the imaging Flamewalker swimming and just like swimming, yeah, just doing this. I think that was my favorite part. Just like the Flamewalker having to deal with like his worst fear was interesting.
All right. And Pi.
Hi, I'm Pi. I'm the Queen Pi on Twitter and most other medias. I think my favorite part of the night was the jet propulsion rowboat. It was pretty good. Especially imagining like Flamewalker's giant ass tail just like extending all the way up the boat to the front as you're like trying to lean back and so much snake.
That's actually really funny. And Undead.
I am Undead or Undead Bond 4595 on Twitter. My favorite part, probably also the jet propulsion thing. That was great. I like the drowning mechanics and all that too. That was fun.
All right. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter at arch_DND. You can also find me running the Lucky Die podcast Twitter account, which is at TLDpod. If you don't listen to TLD, what are you doing? My favorite part, yeah, it was the rocket propulsion. Just fucking stupid. Though if I had to pick a close second, second highest, definitely the ship. I like I like having things in a game, things to care about, like a boat, like a castle, like a keep, like that stuff. I like those sorts of things. I like my RPG with just a little bit of that resource maintenance, like an airship. I always love D&D games with airships. Airships are awesome. But yeah. So, anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to those of you watching on the YouTubes. And until next time...